Hey, what's up, traders? Eddie Z here. And today I'm doing something I never do on this channel. We're going to go deep into the wild world of crypto trading. I'm sitting down with Matt Pease from EzTrades. Yeah, I said EzTrades, but to be clear, he's not affiliated with Easy Trading Computers. And listen, this is not some guy who got rich overnight with a meme coin. This dude got introduced to Bitcoin by his grandfather back in 2017. He's blown up multiple accounts. He DoorDashed for 12 hours a day just to fund his trading, and then he clawed his way back to become a consistently profitable crypto trader. In this episode, we get into some real stuff. Why it took him 5 years to stop losing money. How he dealt with massive drawdowns and revenge trading. The trade that should have been $1 million winner, and how he uses key levels, momentum, and his own custom indicators to trade Bitcoin and other coins today. And if you've ever blown up an account or thought about trading crypto with leverage, or if you're wondering if you're actually following your system, this conversation is going to hit you right between the eyes. Let's jump into my conversation with crypto trader Matt Pease. All right, everybody, I am here with Matt Pease. And Matt, thank you so much for joining me today. I am super curious about your trading strategies. Honestly, you'll be the first person I have interviewed about crypto trading. So I'm really excited about that. But before we get into that, I really want to hear your story. Like, how did you get into trading? What was the spark? What was the thing that really got you juiced about it?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Eddie. I appreciate it a lot. And I'm glad to be the first crypto guy. Try to get people hip to the new currency. So my grandfather introduced me into crypto in 2017. So this was like the first real bull run. I consider like the first real bull run where everything was going parabolic. And I was a freshman in high school at the time. So he told me about that and I was instantly hooked. He was a big stock guy, big into finances, just like classic, like conservative guy. And he got me into it and I was immediately hooked. I was like, this sounds cool. Like this is new currency. It made sense in my head. Obviously, the United States dollar has an unlimited supply. So there's going to be inflation forever. Debt's going to continue to rise. So this was like, this made sense in my head. There's a limited supply of Bitcoin. There's only ever 21 million. So if I can get my hands on some of that, then maybe one day it'll be worth millions and millions of dollars and I'll have made it. So that was kind of how I got introduced into crypto. So this is like before the trading side of things. And I tried pretty much every side hustle you can imagine. I tried drop shipping. I tried selling stuff online. I was just trying to make money online. Nothing was really working. And then I eventually got back into crypto, started trading, started making some money. And I guess the big pivotal moment for me was I was going to go to D1 college to play tennis and I injured myself. I injured my elbow and I wasn't going to me, it didn't make logical sense to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn how to start a business from someone who's never created a business. So I was like, if I'm not going to go under a scholarship, then to me, it wasn't worth it. So I was like, I'm going to figure this trading stuff out. So yeah, that was it. I didn't have any other choice really.
All right. So then who did you turn to figure it out?
Yeah. So there's this niche on Twitter called Crypto Twitter. I don't know if you've heard of it. No. It's like this very like niche group on Twitter with like some amazing traders. Like these guys are like 8-9 figs, like just these anon profiles. Like they don't even share their real name. I found the side of Twitter through, I think like a podcast like this. And I started scrolling on Twitter, started learning basic technical analysis, key levels, volumes, that sort of thing. Obviously investing in some crypto projects at the time. And it was really like 5 years that I was unprofitable. And when people try to come into trading, they think like, oh, I can start making money in 6 months from now. And for me, it wasn't like that. Like it was 5 years from a freshman in high school until pretty much I was like 19 is when I first, started making some decent money. Does it take that long for
Very common. I mean, well, remember 80% of folks, I think it's more like 90%. They just lose money right out of the gate. And they usually give up. They blow up one account, they give up. If they really try hard after they blow up 3 accounts and then they give up. And it does take time to learn. It does take 100%. Time to learn. That's why you can't go like full all in right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it has to take that long for like the average person if they're learning from the right people. But like when I started, I didn't know about like YouTube video. I wasn't watching YouTube videos on trading. I didn't have like a mentorship. Nowadays there's, courses, Discords, you can follow people's trades live now. Like that wasn't a thing when I first got into it. So I kind of threw myself in the fire. So it took me a really long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So was there one guy on that channel that was your guy?
Yeah, so it's funny. I actually just met him the other night. His name is Luca Netz. Luca Netz,
You met him for the first time?
I met him for the first time like a few nights
Wow.
ago. Yeah, at Art Basel here, and he completely changed my life. This guy named Luca Netz. He was a big drop shipper back in the day. I don't know, you probably don't remember these, but they had like these clout goggles, like these like viral goggles back in the day. You saw on every single social media post, all these influencers posting about them, and that was him. So he had a background in e-commerce, and then he also was a trader. So I started following him on Twitter. I watched a podcast. And in something he said, he was like 21 at the time. This was probably 5-6 years ago. And he was like, if you're a young guy right now, and this might be like bad advice, but he was like, don't go to college. He was like, if you have a passion for making money online, you see what's possible. He was like, as long as you keep going and you don't give up, it will hit. Like eventually something will break, and you will find success in that. And I probably watched that podcast 1,000 times. I highly recommend everyone watching it. The Scott Hilsey, Luca Netz podcast. But he changed my life. And now he owns the Pudgy Penguins NFT ecosystem, like worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like this guy is absolute G, and he's like 27 now. So yeah, he changed my life for sure. But I didn't have like one trading mentor in specific. I'm like pretty much self-taught.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Well, what was the strategy? What was it that snapped in your head that all of a sudden this is working? I think I can do this. And what was happening before them? I would imagine you took a number of losses in a row.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like we'll get into this later. I've taken some huge loss. Even this year, I've taken some massive losses, which no one talks about the losses, right?
Well, I think that's the most important thing to talk about because there's no
100%.
other way to learn.
Yeah,
People don't talk about their losses. That run for the hills because they're full of crap.
100%.
So let's talk about your losses.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's a big loss mean for you, numbers wise? I know it's a tough question.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, so there's obviously like intraday trading where my positions are a lot smaller, and then there's more swing trading, or I'll get allocated into an early ecosystem, and that's on a higher time frame. So I'll enter, with more capital. I've round tripped, I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars this year alone, this year and last year, multiple trades, meaning I've been up and I just didn't take profit. I didn't follow my system. I got greedy. But my biggest loss was actually earlier this year. And I haven't really told anyone this, so I guess you'll be the first to hear this, but I was big on this cryptocurrency. It was called Toshi. It was like this meme coin under the base chain. I got a really good entry price. I went like 50K in it. And I was like, I'm not selling this until it's at $1 million. I had very high conviction. I knew people in the team, and it ran up, and I took profits. I didn't follow my system. So I took profits for around I think 200K. So a winning trade, but I didn't follow my system. And 3 days later, it was at $1 million. If I just held 3 days later, would have been a $1 million trade. And I didn't follow my system. I'm not mad that I sold early. I'm mad that I didn't follow my system because I had that in advance. I was like, I'm not selling until this level. And then obviously emotions take over, greed takes over, you get scared, and then you start micromanaging the trade, and that's where things go downhill.
That's not a loss. That's not a loss.
I mean, it's not a loss, but that's like my biggest L. That's my biggest L because I didn't follow my system.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second because in my opinion, and I've been trading for 35 plus years, that's not a mistake. That's not a bad trade to me.
Really?
I think, yeah, because you're beating yourself up for not following your system, which is that not following your system is a mistake.
Yeah.
But you didn't get hammered because of it. You made money. You followed part of your system. Your entry was right.
Yeah. So
you didn't take a loss on it for not following. I mean, when you take small profits, whenever you make a profit, you can't beat yourself up. That is my opinion.
Really?
It's like you got to give yourself half of a positive feeling, like half of a dopamine hit, at least for not losing money. Because isn't that the main goal, is not to lose money?
I guess so. I actually disagree with you a little bit on this one here.
Tell me.
So I think taking partials too early is actually one of the biggest mistakes I see beginners make.
Okay.
I think you need to let your thesis play out, because here's the issue with that, right? Oh, if you're up, take profit when you're happy. I mean, that's like by definition, like emotional trading. So like what I tell my members is you have your thesis beforehand, right? You have your entry level, you have your invalidation, and you have your levels that you want to see hit. The problem with taking profit a little too early or just when you're happy is that your risk to reward goes to complete shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like instead of taking profit
But
at a
what
1
was
to
your
2,
risk on that trade?
my risk was like 40K.
Okay. So you made a 5R.
I made a 5R, correct. But here's the thing. My thesis behind the trade was a lot higher than that. So the same mistake of me not following my system on another trade could make me lose money on that trade, right? Even though it didn't happen on that trade, you want to implement good practices and stick to your system. Like I'm very big on sticking to your system. So anytime, even if I did make money, if I didn't stick to my system and I got emotional, I would still consider that a loss.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
So tell me about some real losses.
Lost 50K earlier this year on a trade, sized up on crypto. That was probably my biggest loss, like putting money in and then like losing pretty much everything I had, like getting liquidated, was a 50K loss. Again, I've round tripped a ton, meaning I've been up and I just didn't take profits, but 50K has been my biggest loss on a swing trade. Probably lost maybe like 10K on leverage trading. I'm usually better because I don't size up as much on like intraday stuff. But dude, I've doubled down on trades that weren't going my way and I've lost more than I should have and just being stupid.
Would you call it revenge trading for you?
Yeah, I 100%. I used to revenge trade. I don't do that anymore. That is like, if you're a beginner, like you cannot do that. Like, so one of my rules
It's a
is
tough
if I
lesson to learn. It's a tough lesson, man. It's a tough lesson.
Oh, it's
But
super
all
tough.
emotion. Your
100%.
greed and fear takes over. You go into fight or flight mode, and you just make the worst decision. And talk about not following your system.
Yeah. So
That's like the definition.
that's like one of the trading rules I have as well is if you get stopped out at a certain level, I will not look to take a trade at that level. Like within the next few days, I will completely look away from that pair, whatever I'm trading. I will not look at that level. I don't care if I get an A+ setup that follows right after. If I lose a trade at a certain level, I will not re-enter at that level. It's a mental thing. Maybe it's bad, but it helps me stay unemotional when I trade. So, and not revenge trade, because that's very dangerous. That's how you blow an account. The only way to blow an account is if you revenge trade. If you use like decent risk management, you can lose 50 trades in a row and you're not gonna blow your account if you're risking 2%, right?
Right.
So
those first 5 years when you were not a profitable trader, did you blow up any accounts?
oh, 100%. I blew up probably like I lost everything probably like 4 times. Yeah,
Wow.
I was doordashing in Charleston, South Carolina. I would longboard a mile to my like 2008 Honda Accord because I wasn't parking at my spot. I would drive 20 minutes over the Mount Pleasant Bridge. I would DoorDash 12 hours a day. I would drive back, park, and then longboard a mile back to my apartment, just to make ends meet, pay my rent, and put money into the markets. Yeah, it was a grind, dude. It was down bad, man.
And you took all of that money from DoorDash, and that's how you got started?
Yep.
Again, after blowing up accounts?
100%. Well, so crypto, it's like all it takes is really like 10x. Like this is like the gambler's mindset, right? But this was 2021, right? So this was the second real bull run. I think I had like 5K and I flipped it to like 30K. And that was enough to where I was like, okay, I'm going all in on this. Like I have enough money to support myself for the next year. I can use this money to now increase my position size and trade with. So that's all it took. Yeah.
Wow, man. That takes guts. I can't
imagine. I can't
imagine doing what you did. It doesn't. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no other choice, you know. Like I didn't have anything else to do.
In 2021, how old were you?
I was 18. I was 18.
Okay, all right. You had nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
You were all in. Okay,
I was all in.
Man, you made a decision. I'm either gonna figure this out or I'm not.
Exactly.
So, balls, bro. Balls. If I had a beer in front of me, I would salute you.
You gotta have some big balls, man. This is
totally.
a violent game. Oh, player versus player. You know,
all right. So you consider yourself a day trader of crypto. Tell me which coins you like the best.
I like trading Bitcoin just because I've seen it. Like I've seen how it moves. You know, like every single pair has like moves in its own way. Like I'm sure you've seen that, right? Like you're a stock guy.
Yeah, stock's exactly the same thing. They all have their own personality.
They all have their personality, exactly. So it's kind of similar with crypto. So I just stick to Bitcoin. I know how it moves. It trades very level to level. I'm a very level to level trader. So works for me. Yeah.
So level to level, support and resistance?
Support and resistance, yeah, key levels. I look for levels with price history. So a lot of the times, like people get support and resistance wrong because I think it's like one level in particular, right? So I trade zones, like a general zone that price has reacted to and from multiple times in the past. And then I'll use some other pieces of confluence as well. I like to use momentum on a lower time frame. Divergences are huge for an entry trigger. And just trading key levels. I think key levels is all anyone needs, whether you're a crypto, whether you're a stock trader. Key levels, momentum, volume. I think you'll be good. Yeah.
Interesting. So I saw on your YouTube channel, and by the
Yep.
way, tell everybody where your YouTube channel is.
Yeah. EzTrades on YouTube. Letter EzTrades on YouTube.
So you and I have that in common. So I have Easy Trading Computers. We're not affiliated, by the way, but maybe we are after this.
I don't know. We gotta talk after this. So
Yeah,
do a little
for sure.
partnership.
So I noticed on your channel you talk a lot about indicators, that you've been
Yep.
programming your own indicators. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on, what you have out there.
Yeah, so I have a price action suite. So I will never say, oh, just use this indicator and you'll be profitable, because that's like definitely not the case. But we have price action tools. So for people that are struggling to find key levels, we have indicators that automatically plot key levels. I'm a big fan of the golden pocket fib, so the 0.618 retracement. We have that automated as well. And then we have our own momentum divergence oscillator. So I think we're like the only maybe the only indicator on TradingView that has real-time momentum divergences, non-repaint. So it'll show you divergences in real time. Hey, if price and momentum are doing the opposite, that's a divergence. It'll alert you, which is a good entry trigger. So yeah, just removes the guesswork.
And are you doing automated trading, or are you just using the indicators to alert you?
Yeah, so I think there needs to be some sort of manual like intervention with trading. I've been trying to do automated trading. I'm still working on that. It's very, very difficult to get like a bot that automatically trades for you, and like doesn't eventually blow your account. And that's just being honest. I mean, we've coded some amazing algos that in back tests, show a 3 profit factor, very little drawdown, and then in live testing we're, negative 30% in a month. So that's something I'm working on. I'm going to get it. But as of right now, no, I don't have anything automated.
What do you think the difference is between the live and the hypothetical?
I think I'm not entirely sure. I think when you're optimizing a trading algorithm, right? You're optimizing, let's say, for the past 2 years, you're tweaking a bunch of settings. So everything that you're optimizing for is for the past 2 years of price action. But it doesn't take into account like how price action will change maybe in the following 2 years, right?
Right.
And there's some things you just can't put into code. Like me and you could look at a chart and we'll say, oh, maybe I'm not looking to enter a trade here, even though mechanically it might follow my rules, but due to X, Y, and Z, it's not a high probability setup. How do you code that into an algorithm? It's very difficult to do.
Yeah, I agree. I hear a lot of people thinking that AI is going to change the whole world of trading, and it's going to somehow, some model is going to take over the stock market or any of these markets, or try to corner one of these markets. And I can tell you that since the 70s is when they started working on program trading, which is essentially automated trading, trying to decode a formula that they could let the computer do the trading. It's been happening forever. In fact, the stock market crash of 1987, where the Dow fell 25% in one day, which can't happen today because of circuit breakers, but it fell 25% in one day, was blamed on program trading. However, what I've been noticing, I'm a chart trader. I only trade 4 chart patterns. None of the patterns have changed to this day, no matter what AI they think is trying to control the market. It isn't. All these models are programmed by humans. All these, if anything, maybe the decision making is a little bit faster, but this is not a new concept. So there is a degree of human experience and human intuition, I think, goes into trading, but it is learned. It's not algorithmic, really. I think it's intuition on some level. What do you think?
100%. I completely agree with you. I think like intuition, what's happening is like there's like millions of calculations firing in your mind. Like that is what gives you your intuition, right? So even though you might not be able to logically explain, why it is what you're thinking or what you're feeling. There is a reason behind that. And that just comes with screen time. Like I stared at the Bitcoin chart for hours a day for 5 years. So I'm going to understand how it moves. So if you guys are listening to this and you haven't done that and you're wondering why you're unprofitable, well, it's probably just a lack of screen time. If you stared at the same chart every single day, you're going to pick up habits. You're going to pick up patterns. Naturally, it'll just come to you, I think.
I definitely think that's true. I mean, Malcolm Gladwell talks about 10,000 hours of experience. And I am a firm believer in that. I mean, if you want to learn to play the guitar, you put 10,000 hours in, which is a lot of guitar practice, you're going to get good at it.
Yeah.
So I've traded crypto before using the same chart patterns that I use in stocks. And in the second bull run, what was that? End of 2020, beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
I did very, very well during that period. But here's the thing. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to use the little boys' room. And then I'm looking at my phone at prices. 24/7, bro. Weekends and everything.
Oh yeah.
How does that affect you?
I mean, it was bad. Like last year, it was really bad because I was going like up and down like 100K every single day, just like fluctuations in my portfolio. And yeah, that's a very difficult thing to overcome, is like detaching yourself from the dollar amount. Because if you're trading, right, you need to view it as like, okay, today I'm going to follow my system, whether it wins or it loses. I'm going to follow my system. And over time, if I trust in my system and I know it's profitable, I'll be profitable. I forget who said this, but a trader close to me said he knew some trader at some hedge fund manages like hundreds of millions of dollars. He's like, yeah, I don't even turn on my P&L. Like I don't look at my P&L until the end of the month. I just follow my rules. Right? I think there's a lesson in there that's very powerful. So you need to detach yourself from the money as hard as it can be. It can drive you insane, but that just comes with, again, time in the market, scaling up slowly, not over risking. Like you shouldn't be taking loans out against your house to day trade. Like people actually do that.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's like insane.
These funding accounts, trader funding. Have you ever used that or explored it?
Actually, yeah, I have 5 funded accounts on NASDAQ right now. That I'm trading, and I got buddies who rinse those prop firms too. It's definitely possible. But you have to be a very disciplined trader. Yeah.
Do you know how many people who buy an evaluation account get blown up in it?
Oh, probably well over 90, I'm guessing, right?
It's over 90%.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it serves a purpose, but I mean, I just have a feeling if you don't have the money to trade, you should not be trading. But unless you want to go do DoorDash for a few years and save all your money and then put it in the market, like you did, dude, that is an unbelievable story. So you were a tennis player, it sounds like.
I was a big tennis player. Yep.
So what lessons from tennis do you think apply to what you're doing now, trading crypto?
Oh, it's very similar. It's actually very similar. It's tennis is a mental game. It's not a physical game. Like people see these tennis. I mean, of course they're freak athletes, but when you're down a couple sets and your partner's up to serve, you got to dig deep to come back and win. It's very mentally taxing. So I think there's a direct carryover there to trading as well. I mean, they're both mental games at the end of the day. So
yeah, that just occurred to me when you mentioned the tennis. I mean, that's there has to be a correlation between your tennis skills and you were going to go to Division I school and then you decide to get into trading.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your program. You're teaching day trading?
Yeah, so I post my trades live for people to follow so they can learn directly from myself and some other full-time traders as well.
Where's
this is on Discord. So we have a Discord community. We go live every morning. We trade NASDAQ.
How would someone find you on Discord?
You can go to discord.gg/EzTrades. Letter easy and then trades, all one word. Yeah, so like I'll be honest with you, there's no sort of like new information. Like I think everything that you can learn from trading is going to be online for free, 100%. That's why I'm not a big fan of like trading courses. It's all on YouTube now. But I think a lot of people they want to be able to follow someone and see it in real time. At least in the beginning, I think it's very beneficial to follow someone who's already actively doing it. And then you can learn from them in real time. It kind of expedites the learning curve a bit. So I'm definitely a big fan on just Discords in general. If you can find a mentor who's good at what he does and he obviously has, proof of payouts and he can live trade, then I'd say, do that. I mean, you'll get profitable in half the time, in my opinion.
So do people have to pay to watch what you're doing on Discord?
Yeah, they do. Of course. Yeah. It's
Okay.
$75 a month. Or you can just watch my free content on YouTube. I mean, there's crazy stuff. You can get profitable just from my content on YouTube, 100%. So,
Wow. Awesome. Let's see. What are the biggest mistakes you see traders make over and over again?
So going back to what you said earlier, I think not letting their thesis play out is a huge mistake that I've seen. I know we kind of like disagree on that, but I will die on this hill. Like if you're up a little bit and you take profit, you are destroying your risk to reward. So it's always let trade hit your take profit or let it hit your stop loss or let it hit your break even level, but don't micromanage it.
What does thesis mean to you? What do you, I've never heard it quite put like that. Target profit?
Yeah. So your thesis would be like kind of like your expectation or like your bias getting to the trade or like why you think something is going to happen.
It's not rules based. It's not rules based.
I mean, it should follow your trading rules 100%, but your thesis would be like, let me give you an example. So let's say Bitcoin is at, 90K. It's at a key level, right? So my thesis or like my bias behind it would be, okay, I'm going to look for longs here. I'm going to enter a long because my thesis is that Bitcoin will bounce from this 90K level and we will target the highs at 100K, right? And my invalidation for this trade, meaning if price reaches X level, then my idea is invalid. My thesis is invalidated. So my invalidation level might be 88K. That's my invalidation level. I'm planning it all in advance, right? Like I'm not a fan of like, oh, I'm just going to enter this trade now. It looks good. It's like, no, I need that to be.
Is there math behind that?
No like calculations or anything.
Okay. I would imagine your stop loss has calculations.
Yeah, of course your stop loss.
More based on the chart.
So it's 100% based on like the chart for me. It's like, what is your invalidation level? And then you work backwards to determine how much risk that's going to be. I mean, hopefully people are risking like 2 to 3% of their account per trade, right?
Right.
So if their invalidation level is, 87K or whatever, they'd work out the math on, the leverage. Crypto, you trade leverage, so you leverage your own money. So you'd work out the leverage. So if price were to hit your stop loss, you're down 3% of your account. But you're only ever going to lose 3% of your account per trade, right? Never more than that. No matter how wide your stop loss is, you just change the math to make sure you're risking less then.
Where are you trading? Where are you getting the leverage? What firms do you like to trade with leverage?
So I trade on the Blowfin exchange. I'm partnered with Blowfin. Was actually one of the first groups I partnered with. They're crushing it right now. I'm a fan of decentralized exchanges for trading. So lower fees, less government tracking, obviously, but you should still track everything. Like still file your tax. Like don't try to evade taxes if you trade crypto. Bad idea. I learned that too this year. Don't try to. Oh yeah.
What do you mean you learned it? You got a letter?
Many letters. I'm going through it right now. So
the IRS from the IRS.
Oh, yeah. So long story short, my CPA didn't know how to file crypto taxes, right? I mean, it's very difficult. I don't blame her, but she should have said something.
CPA?
Yeah, my CPA.
I am licensed to follow certain rules and I am obligated to make sure you follow correctly?
Yes.
Correctly?
Yeah.
She's legally obligated to know how to file crypto taxes.
Yeah, so I've talked to a few lawyers about it, but because she's out of state, lawyer fees are going to be like, it's going to be a lot of money just to even take. Because I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, long story short, she didn't file for the past like 2 years, and I thought she did. She said she did. Yeah, can you believe that?
No.
Since like 2023. So now I'm getting hit, and then of course there's penalties and interest as well. So it's like, geez Louise. But anyway, back to your original question. Yeah, I like to trade the Blowfin exchange. For you guys out there listening who don't want to actively day trade, you want to like longer term invest or swing trade, you can use like crypto.com or Coinbase. But you're going to need a decentralized exchange to trade leverage with low fees, 100%.
Are U.S. residents, is it legal for them to use these exchanges with leverage?
That's a good question. I think technically probably not. It's a gray area. Crypto is like a big gray area, like all in all right now. I mean, obviously there's more regulations every single year. They know what's going on though. Like they can track all of your wallets and they're keeping up with everything. But I think it's a gray area. I think technically it probably is legal on some exchanges. Some definitely not. Like you will be blocked by even trying to get in them on some exchanges.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy because I have an account at crypto, Kraken, Coinbase. Kraken used to have leverage. Now they want you to validate you have a net worth of $10 million if you want to use
Oh, dude,
leverage.
that's insane. Yeah,
They
that's why I
want you
use
to
decentralized.
self-validate. I mean, you could literally just check the box.
Right,
But
right.
I'm not 10 million yet, so
Dude, that's insane, man.
I
It's so
know
insane.
it
Yeah,
is
it's
insane.
crazy.
But I think we're going to see a lot out of Kraken soon. I think they're going to go public. They bought Ninja Trader. They are trying to take over the world, but they are regulated, so heavily regulated.
Oh yeah.
They haven't gotten in that much trouble yet, so that's
They're buying out a lot of they just bought out a breakout prop firm as well. They just bought out a crypto prop firm for like tens of millions.
oh
Yeah,
wow, wow,
they're growing fast right now. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. All right, so do you have do you have a favorite client story? Like somebody joined your channel and did really, really great?
Yeah. Okay, this is crazy. So there's this he was like 17 at the time, like 16 or 17, like some Indian kid who had like $20 to his name, like beginning of last bull run, like super degen trading, like terrible risk management, turned it into like $10,000. Then he joined my group, and at this point it's like 18 or 19. Remember that one coin I told you about, the Toshi, that was like almost $1 million trade. So I called out my group and he went like all in on this. Like every penny to his name, he went all in on it. He actually sold the Pico top. Like I told him, I was like, dude, you got to sell now. He sold the Pico top. He made like 200K. He's like
Wow.
19 right now. Like life completely changed. Like
In
he's probably
India.
never going to work a job. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot more there than it is here.
Dude. Oh, he's living like a king. He's living
Wow.
like a king over there. He's sending me videos. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Wow. Awesome. So
Yeah.
again, tell me where people can find you. Discord.
Yeah, Discord. You guys can find me on Instagram at Matt
Okay.
Pease Official,
Do you respond to
MattPease.
people who DM you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If any of you guys DM me, I'll 100% respond. If you guys got any questions, I mean, feel free to shoot. Yeah.
Awesome. And then YouTube, EzTrades.
YouTube on EzTrades as well. Yeah, tons of free education on there. So
Fantastic. Anything else you'd like to add?
I think I just say like don't give up. You know, like if you're listening to this, as long as you have a system that you know works and you don't give up, like you'll be fine. There's something I tell new members as well when they join my group who are like a little bit discouraged. I say you're pretty much already at a break-even trader. All right. And what I mean by that is if you were to take 100 random trades at a 1-to-1 risk to reward, you'd be at a 50% win rate, give or take, due to the laws of probabilities, right? So you're already kind of pretty much, obviously before fees, at a break-even trader. All you need is that slight edge, right, to push you to over to 60% win rate, right? Or maybe a 45% win rate, but your risk to reward is, a 1-to-2 or something. So all you need is that one little edge. And once you find that system, you just got to stick with it. You're going to lose trades. You're going to have losing weeks. You're going to have losing months. Anyone who says otherwise, I just don't take seriously as a trader. So you're going to lose, obviously, but as long as you understand and trust your system, you stick to your rules, you'll be good.
Yeah. And that's a key thing. I mean, I watch a lot of traders. They have a good system, but the minute they take a couple losers in a row, they try to re-engineer it or they start doubting the system.
Or they strategy hop, which is even worse.
Yeah, right.
Oh, the strategy doesn't work. Let's try this new strategy. It's like, dude, that's never going to work ever. You need to stick to one that you know is proven, that you know is tested, and then just stick it through for like 3 months, 3 to 6 months.
Matt, I really appreciate you coming out today. Very interesting conversation. Everybody watching this, go check out EzTrades. Matt Pease, he's the man. And for real, thanks for coming out, brother.
Dude, thanks for having me on, dude. This is fun.